Hello, everyone. This is your friends at Three Dudes and a Movie. That's right. Three Dudes and a Movie. You may have heard it called Two Dudes and a Movie once, and we lied. Turns out there is already another podcast by that name. And so we really wanted to keep the TDM abbreviation, and so therefore it is now Three Dudes Media. So Three Dudes and a Movie it is.
Welcome, guys. This is Two Dudes in a Movie. My name is Jacob Thomas.
My name is Marty Bedwell. And we are two dudes, and we're going to watch a movie.
We're going to watch a movie. Yeah, and we're so excited to do this because, this is something we've been talking about for a while. Is hey, we want to make a podcast. Why do you need another podcast for your listening ears, right? Because there's like a billion of them. And so we thought we'd get in on the fun because NFTs are too expensive. So we'll just make a podcast instead, what everybody else is doing. But Marty had this great idea. Talk to us a little bit why we're doing the podcast we're doing, the subject material. What is it?
So, little known fact about Jacob and I, we both really like movies. Movies are fun. They're good to watch. They're good to talk about. And we love to ramble. So we're going to do that. We saw and were fascinated by those movie scratch-off posters. So we bought one. And this week, we are going to have a number randomly decided by a dear friend of ours, fellow Call of Duty player, Blaze Seibert. And we're going to scratch off that movie, watch it, and talk about it on Sunday. We're super excited about it.
Yeah. And so, actually back up a little bit. All right, so I don't have... Marty, tell me all the podcasts that you have been on in your illustrious career.
I have been on 2 radio shows.
Oh, wow.
And that is the extent of any recording vocal media in my career.
Oh, wow. So I've never been on a podcast.
Welcome.
Yeah. This is interesting. This is new to me. But something that we like a little bit about us. We're just a couple guys living in South Nashville. Right? Yeah, we're pretty.
I'd say so.
Okay, yeah. And with three other guys just hanging out, partying. Not really. We don't party
partying for the Lord.
With our other roommate Ryan, who does not want to talk ever on the podcast.
But he is our executive producer.
He's officially a part of our executive team. He decides the vision and mission of this podcast, and he could fire any of us on the spot.
That's true.
We just gave him that power. So about us, Marty. I mean, I feel like we connect on a lot of different things, right? And we have
too many, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We hang out way too much, but we've never really talked about. Like, we've kind of talked tangentially about movies that we love, but there are other things like books, video games, things like that.
Music.
That we've music that we've connected on. But, like, I don't feel like that we've actually, like, watched movies, like, films, air quotes. I'm doing air quotes right now. We've actually watched films together.
We really haven't.
Right.
And I think this is going to be a great opportunity to, in all seriousness, have something to discuss critically in a very just lighthearted manner.
Yeah.
While simultaneously roasting it. Because all of these movies are going to be, more air quotes, works of art.
Yeah.
But also, we're going to have a real good time talking about them, whatever that looks like.
And this is something we know about Marty that you're going to learn is that when Marty watches a movie, he thinks, it's good, but it could be better.
And I'm not afraid to say that.
Yeah.
So you'll probably hear that quite a few times, and that's going to look different for every movie. I should learn to stop saying look different. You can't see us.
But we also come from the way that we talk about things and, in our minds, we come from different perspectives, right? Like,
naturally.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that, for movies. Go ahead and tell me, like, personally, your love for movies, why, your connection with movies. What is it? Like, maybe your history, maybe you love, I'm going to spoiler alert, you love Jaws. So
very much so.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So growing up, movies and music were just absolutely huge for me and my family. Movies are one of the main ways my dad and I have bonded just throughout my entire life, my upbringing. Jaws is just one of those movies that I watched a ton of times as a kid, and before I knew it, I knew the entire script by heart, amongst many other movies. And so just adding in movie quotes in daily conversation, much like we do now, is just something that I've been doing for literally as long as I can remember with my dad. And so just getting to experience some of his favorite movies with him. I have so many memories of him sitting down and showing me one of his favorites and then it becoming one of mine because we're very, very similar taste-wise. Movies just have a special place in my heart. Very nostalgic, very fun, And once I started to mature, just as a man, I started to understand how to love and appreciate things, including media. And I already loved movies. And so being old enough to talk about them critically and why they're so much fun and why they're artistic and people put love and passion into making them just made it all that much better.
That's good. I love that.
How about you?
Yeah. So I'd say like my fascination with the movies probably began my senior year of high school. I remember that very poignantly because I mean, we've talked about it. This isn't anything new, but I love like stories, like narrative that we can, as human beings, express ourselves through experiences and conversations in the way that it feels like there's just a golden thread that moves forward. That's writing this beautiful poetic story, and I love that the mediums that are made to express that. And so for me, that was like I always loved to read, but then when it came to movies, it was one that I never really focused on before. Like I couldn't have told you my favorite movie because it was it was whatever Adam Sandler, David Spade movie was coming out.
It was the
summer.
SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, it was
absolutely.
actually up to that point, and it still stands top 5. No, that's not. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so that was the point where I, eventually something clicked with me. A dear friend of mine was interested in going into film school, and he was studying all of those sorts of things. And so I thought, what is it? I really challenged him. What is it that makes a good movie? And he couldn't say. Like he loved the idea of it. He loved the kind of like the dumb blockbuster films that we all love. But critically thinking, like, okay, what makes this a good film? And so that put me into like a really snobby place where I was like, oh, this is a great film. So what I did for the most part, the couple years after that, or following that, like just that transition of like, okay, I really want to focus on movies and why they're great, and to be able to tell a difference between a good film and a great film. That was like where IMDb stepped in, where I was like pulled up the top 100 and I started just like knocking out. I didn't get all the way through 1 to 100, but I got through quite a few, and I was like, okay, I know that this is my favorite director, or maybe this is my favorite like cast, or this is my follow cinematographers, that kind of stuff. Since then, praise the Lord, I'm not so much into it that I'm like a gatekeeper or anything for Stanley Kubrick, although I can be if you want me to. But
it's a discussion for a later time.
Yeah. Stan, me and Stan go way back.
Way back.
And so yeah, that was like kind of my love for movies was just seeing that, oh wow, there's artistry here, and there's quite a voice through this medium that at the time, not so much now. I think with like the MCU, like that kind of brought people together, like, oh, what movies and cinema can really do, especially like big theater experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, they are experiences.
Yeah, but at the time it felt like maybe the average person going to the movie theater was sort of just a passive experience, where it was just like, I'm going to turn my brain off and just like sit in front of a giant projector movie screen for 2 hours, and then when I get out, I'm going to feel a little bit better about myself. I don't know. That sounds really cynical. I'm sorry.
That's really honestly what it was. I mean,
yeah. But the I don't know. I feel like Avengers, it was like we were all a part of it. We were all a part of something. We were all invested in. We all had our characters.
Yeah, we've been in this together for Marvel. I mean, that's 14 years now.
Yeah, right.
How many other things are like that for us personally?
Yeah.
Let alone as an entire planet.
Yeah, so in conclusion, hopefully we won't be watching any Marvel movies.
I don't think there are any on this list.
Okay, so what's the list? What are we doing?
So we are cracking into a list that you referenced just a bit ago in your story, the IMDb Top 100 Movies list. IMDb has curated one of those scratch-off posters that we're super excited to
scratch and sniff.
Yes, each movie
smells about the same.
Each spot smells
just like a poster.
Yes, just like a poster. Sadly, they did not add any distinct smells from the movie, such as ocean water for Jaws or Batman's cowl for The Dark Knight. None of that, I'm afraid.
What would be, Ryan? What do you think? Dark Knight. What would be the scratch and sniff?
I haven't seen it.
He says he hasn't
Ryan's
seen
never
it.
seen
So
The Dark
Ryan
Knight.
is also a part of this too. We were not. Hey, we're podcasting right now, right? And this is something that we haven't considered, I don't think. But Ryan's watching the movies with us, right? Did we assume that?
He's totally welcome to.
Okay. we have our podcast. So Ryan's not a movie fan. We're gonna make him.
Although I will say, Return of the King is on this poster, and Ryan is as big as Lord of the
So
Rings
he'll at
fan
least come through
as
for
there is.
one of the 100.
One of 100.
Hey,
That
wait.
is astronomically bad odds. We'll try our best.
Are the other two on there?
I don't remember.
I sure.
Can't watch the two or the one without the other two.
Well, you've already seen him. Sorry to our podcast world if you can't hear Ryan in the background from the peanut gallery. He says you can't watch two without the other, or watch the third one without the
Well,
other.
we'll
first two.
be certain to try our best to watch all three.
Okay, but if you think about it, certainly all three. We have not looked extensively at the list. Like we can assume Jaws is on there, right?
Yes, I know The
And
Dark Knight's on
Dark
there. That's
Knight,
why I
okay.
said it.
But like, I'm assuming that all three Lord of the Rings are on there.
I cannot promise that.
But I mean, like, come on, right? And then we can almost guarantee all 5 of the Hobbit movies are going to be on there.
Oh, yes, one for each army.
Yeah. Where are the 5 armies? Sorry, I'm not going to get into debate. There's only like 2 of them. 3
Sorry,
of
this is a movie podcast. We don't have time for Tolkien lore.
Wait, has anybody made a Tolkien podcast yet?
Too many
Yeah,
of them,
wow,
yes.
okay.
Well, I'm sure there are even more movie podcasts.
Just slightly more. But yeah, so that you mentioned Blaze, so we're gonna give him a call. Well, hold on, time out. We're gonna talk about the timeline here, just to get this straight. Okay, so we're recording on Tuesday night. You don't need to know where we're recording. That's undisclosed information. But we're recording on Tuesday night, and ideally, we'd like to have this ready by that next Monday. Does that sound feasible? I don't know. We've never done this before.
Maybe. I was kind of hoping to get 1 or 2 weeks ahead.
Okay.
So that it doesn't matter.
Well, it's still Monday. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll release this podcast on a Monday. It's somewhere between now and eternity. And
Yes. You will get to hear this podcast,
oh man, I don't know.
as told by the fact that you will have to be hearing it right now
You'd
to know
have to
that
listen
fact.
to it.
So
We're
we're full of nothing but logic here
Yeah,
at TDM.
Okay, so Tuesday night. This is the first one, so it's gonna be a little bit irregular, but we'll call. But we don't have the poster yet, the scratch off poster yet.
It's coming in 2 days.
The great people down in the Amazon are delivering their poster.
It's pretty prime, that delivery.
Yep, it's prime delivery, and it's supposed to be in on Thursday. So we're gonna call our buddy Blaze. We've done a lot of live together through Call of Duty, and we're going to have him pick a number, and then we'll come back. We'll say the number, like, okay, here's the number he chose. This will be, and we'll watch the movie, and then we'll come back and talk about, hey, what do we think about this film? What do we think about this masterpiece? Top 100 air quotes.
How awful was it? How not awful was it?
How it could have been better, and then we'll call him. We might call him again. I don't know. He's usually busy most nights of the week. He's pretty free.
I mean,
on Tuesday
he stays
nights.
on the grind, whether it's Menards or Call of Duty.
Yeah, Menards or Call of Duty. Wow, are we getting sponsored by Menards right now?
No, but Blaze is.
Activision can send us a check. So then we'll come back and then we'll invite you guys. And so, like, ideally, what we would love to see is for our listeners, all 3 of them, to watch movies alongside us. So towards the end of each episode, we'll find the number. We'll announce, hey, here's the movie we're going to be watching. And then by next week, haven't watched, distill our thoughts. Or obviously that's I think most people might prefer it that way. But what I love is to hear thoughts on a movie that I've never seen before, because I'm insane.
As am I.
Okay, cool. So we have to watch the movie, but if you're a
Naturally.
listener, I would highly encourage you not to know, probably less than when you came in with it, because
Yes, absolutely.
this is not an educational podcast. But
Yes, we are not here to provide should you not watches. We are here to discuss for our own entertainment, and just hope that you're going to listen to it.
yeah, I don't think there's any. I mean, maybe there's some sort of moral dilemma with it. Hey, we're just having fun.
Yes,
You
we're
know,
here to
it's
have a good
not
time.
I'm not recommending.
If you are one of our listeners, and we are just a sheer drudge to get through, don't forget that these podcast applications have that wonderful listen at 1.25 feature. So we'll just talk a little bit quicker for you, and you'll get through us quicker.
Should we? I like the idea of us like every episode we get a little bit faster. Like we start talking quicker. If we
That
hang
way-
out with Ryan enough, and his New Jersey. Well, do people in New Jersey talk fast? Do they talk 1.25 speed?
Sure.
Ryan, is that true? Okay.
Ryan has said yes, without a
It's a little
doubt.
bit quicker, so that when you hit it in 1.25, it'll sound like 2.5. I don't even think the podcast can do that. Can you notice what I'm doing right now?
I think it only gets up to 2.
Depends on the platform.
Okay,
depends
depends
on
on
the
the
platform.
platform.
And you can speed it up in editing too.
We have so much power of editing,
No,
friends.
we're gonna be totally unedited,
We're beyond excited.
unless
For what
we
this is
say
gonna look
something we
like.
shouldn't. Okay.
Jacob, is there anything else we need to know? Tell our dear friends here, all
Hey man,
Two
just
listeners.
like, comment, subscribe. That doesn't work with podcasts. Just hit the subscribe button. Leave a review.
we
We prefer 5 stars. We don't take 5 stars here.
we will have an email that we will put out when we discuss
Yeah.
our first movie.
It's not ready yet.
It's not ready yet.
I-
An email,
I'm
and
still
I'm gonna start a Instagram
sick.
for us
Oh wow.
as a spot for you guys to comment
Dude, I'm getting
easily.
goosebumps. You guys see that? You guys see the goosebumps?
Yes, I mean
I was
there are
lying. That was not.
mountains out of molehills over here.
That's true. Big deal out of nothing.
But we want this to be very interactive, and so if you listen, we want to hear from you. If you think that our commentary is asinine, we want to hear that.
yeah.
If you think it's the greatest thing you've ever heard, probably keep it to yourself. Our egos are big enough.
Keep it to yourself.
So yeah, I think we're ready to call Blaze. Anything else we need to explain before we call Blaze?
No. Call Blaze.
Call
Wait.
Blaze?
Are you, yeah. Call.
His number is queued up, so we'll give him a call. If he doesn't answer, we'll spitball for a bit till he does.
Okay.
Um,
If he doesn't know his numbers, that's gonna be really embarrassing.
Your call has been forwarded to
Oh,
an
man.
automatic voice message system.
you think there's going to be a number in this voicemail? Oh wait,
Leave him a
that'll
voicemail.
tell people Blaze's numbers.
Like, well,
If we let that keep going, Blaze's number is going to be.
respect your privacy. I love the idea of Blaze getting blown up on the first day.
yeah, because both of our parents listen to this podcast.
They're gonna give Blaze a call, make sure he's doing good in school. Okay, well, how about in the meantime? You think he'd call us back?
He just texted me, call you back in just a minute.
Okay, I love this. All right, so tell me your top 3 movies of all time, Martin.
So Jaws is number 1.
What?
And I won't divulge too much into that at this moment. We'll discuss it further on. Number 2 is without a doubt Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's the 70s one with
It was
Gene Wilder.
really without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Those are my top 2.
I would have had a doubt.
You are welcome to doubt. I do
Okay,
not.
Okay.
Third place is when.
Wait, hold on. Can I guess?
Sure.
Halloween.
Halloween is a potential third place.
Okay.
Third place is not always so set in stone, but I think I would have to give it.
That's what they say about the Olympics.
That's what they
It's
say.
still up for grabs.
Winter or summer?
Dude, there's no such thing as the Winter
That'll
Olympics.
preach.
It's not like, when are the Winter Olympics?
Right now.
They're actually. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, Shaun White
Sorry.
did a thing.
Yeah, he retired.
Right now, I would give my third place probably to Ghostbusters.
Okay, yeah.
It's delightful.
I knew it
Before
was
we get to
something.
yours, are you
Oh,
prepared
here's
to talk to our
Blaze.
good friend Blaze?
B-L-A-Z.
Hello, Blaze. Un momento. Technology is being technology.
Professionals here.
We are Blaze. There we are, friend. I'm sorry about that. Can you speak? You are on a podcast right now. Can you speak into the microphone?
Hello. This is Blaze.
Hey, Blaze.
Can you hear me?
We're getting nods of approval. Jacob, can you hear him all right?
We can hear you, Blaze.
All right, good buddy. We asked you a few days ago if you would step up to the plate and help us kick off episode 1 of our podcast. So you are on episode 0 right now. And so our
Let's
invitation
go.
to you in this moment, pick a number between 1 and 100, and we are going to watch a movie that number is designated to. What do you got for us?
32.
32.
Is that with a 3 and a 2?
That is with the starting with a 3, ending with a 2.
Carry the 5.
Correct. You carry the
Subtract.
3 and then you move the 2
Multiply
over.
by 0.
Wonderful. So again,
Nice.
to our friends who are listening, Blaze is a dear friend of ours. We go to war with him often over the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And we asked him to do this because
We appreciate you,
is
brother.
he is also someone who loves movies. So Blaze, we appreciate you. That's all the time we have for you at this moment. But we'd love to call you back sometime and have you back on the podcast if that's all right.
Absolutely.
All right, have a great
Wonderful.
night.
Have a great night, Blaze.
Gosh, what a guy, you know.
I love his
Salt
name
of the
so
earth,
much.
loves
Blaze
the Lord.
loves the Lord, loves his movies,
Blaze, yeah.
loves his
Loves his
60s
lordy
music.
movies. What? Loves the 60s music.
His 60s music?
He's like a fan of like Beach Boys and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he loves all the old stuff.
Man, that's why we call Blaze.
That's why we call Blaze.
Yeah, that's why we.
So,
Okay, so what you wanted me to go over mine? Or do you
yes,
wanna,
I figured.
okay,
I mean,
all right.
I answered mine. I'd love
Ooh,
to
we
hear
have a
your
little
top
bit of
three.
suspense. So I have in the palm of my hand or on the table and with my hands around my phone,
I'm not looking.
I have the power to reveal what is the movie that we're going to be watching. However, first we're going to talk a little bit about me,
Yes,
which
because I asked.
yes, I love to cut the tension with a little
Selfish
self-talk.
Blade.
Yeah. Selfish talk. What are my top three? Okay, so I love The Shining. Oh man,
Incredible.
it's a wonderful movie. It's weird. It's wacky, zany. It's a little bit different from the books or the book, I should say. And it's the story of the making of the movie is what fascinates me more than maybe the movie itself. I mean, obviously it's like Jack Nicholson being Jack Nicholson. Like what can
Well,
you
I imagine that movie is also on this list, so we will
oh,
get to
man, we're gonna be
discuss it.
so excited.
Yes,
And that will be just me talking about all the conspiracy theories, you know, like
and I will randomly
moon
interject.
landings and the set randomly like on fire. Like Kubrick was afraid
I've
to
been
fly.
to the hotel.
You've been to the Overlook or whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
Not inside of it though.
In
but
Colorado?
yes.
Okay.
The one in Colorado. So the one
The outside.
the outside of it.
Yes, because oh man, we're talking
yes,
too much.
yes.
Oh, my
Number two.
gosh.
Number two.
Number two. Grand Budapest Hotel. I adore that movie. It is just like
He has a very nice. Is it an art book?
I have an art book, and then I also have like it was given by a friend, like a poster that I want to have framed. Like it's really, really pretty. I had a cat tear it up, sort of on the corner. So
So it has
sort
some
of upset.
character.
Yeah. It's some character, and so like if you've watched Grand Budapest, it's sort of apropos because it's it's sort of
Say,
appropriate.
yes. Tell our listeners who
Very
are not
apropos.
smart what that means.
It was very apropos. It's a movie about what looks good, like a veneer on the outside, sort of a nostalgic trip. But then when you dig a little bit deeper, there's a sadness to it that I don't know. Like I went through my grungy phase in high school, and then after that, I was like, oh, I'm so sad all the time, and it's so pretty and beautiful.
So your Nirvana was followed up by Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, Bon Iver. Yes, that's
The
it's
natural progression of a young man.
Yeah, and also I think it like, I love Wes Anderson movies, but I feel like that one this is a really contentious statement, so you got to be ready for it.
I mean, we are all about the.
We're gonna get some
pretension
hate
here.
mail. So hate mail from one guy in particular. I don't think anybody
It's
else.
Blaze.
It's Blaze. Blaze. Grand Budapest Hotel, I think, represents Wes Anderson the best.
My favorite thing about Wes Anderson is that he has a movie called Isle of Dogs,
And it's
and if you say it
wonderful.
right, it's pronounced I love dogs.
Now that's not my number three. Although it's okay. So yeah. What did I say? The first, The Shining.
Yes.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
They have a
As
shiny,
soon as I get
shiny hotel.
Here's the thing about me. As soon as I say something, like it's a full thought out process. As soon as I say it, it's gone. Right? Like I'm not thinking about it anymore.
This is why it's good to have lists.
This is why it's good to have a recorded podcast so that I can pull it back up. All right, number three. I would say, this is kind of an odd one. Jurassic Park.
Not the second one.
No, with Lost World, we were just talking about that. Yeah. Now, Lost World is a great representation of the world of Jurassic Park, but the OG masterpiece. I understand there's some continuity stuff that like people look back and go, ooh, this doesn't make any sense. Why is the car hanging? It's not hanging over the tree. Whatever. I understand.
Yeah, turn your brain off and watch a movie
Yes,
about dinosaurs.
Exactly. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but if I had to put one movie, like instead of an installment of like a trilogy or something, it would be Jurassic Park because it's just like, and I'm not really sure, like I'm not a big dinosaurs kind of guy, but something about the move, like the soundtrack, like the setting, just sort of the tension, the Raptors.
John Williams at his best.
John Williams at his second best, because as I said, I'm a Star Wars fan.
Sure.
Yeah. And then Jeff Goldblum sitting in the back of a car, just
Looking
at
like
water,
Jeff Goldblum.
looking at water, and
That's right.
Hey, we should probably move.
Yes, could we
Life
drive the Jeep a
finds
little
way.
faster there?
Your life finds a way. Anyway, so yeah, that would probably be my number 3. And I'm also not I'm not a Spielberg fan. I'm just not like, people love Spielberg. I'm all right, it's like, whatever. But
He also did Jaws.
yeah, he did. Okay, so maybe we're bigger Spielberg fans than we're giving him credit for.
He has quite the list.
Yeah.
But he's not my favorite director. He's up there.
Who's your favorite?
Excellent question.
That's why I asked it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I may have to go with I'll go with lately. Just as I've been learning more and more to appreciate movies. How do you say his last name? Denis Villeneuve?
Whatever.
Yes.
Denis Villeneuve?
Yes.
Villeneuve? Yeah, man, I know.
He is
I don't watch the
just,
Oscars.
his movies are just so beautiful.
They are.
And so he's the name right now that comes to mind when I think of a movie that I want. Like, I turn my brain off for 3 hours and just watch a painting.
They're just so.
I've seen Blade Runner 2049.
They're just so clean, man. Like, I mean, like, clean, not like as in like, ooh, dirty, gritty, but like his set, it's just so crisp. Like, there's obvious vision that he has. And just the way that, like, Dune, I mean, say what you will about Dune and whether or not it was boring to you. I loved it. But
man, is it pretty.
It's so beautiful. It's like, okay, I can tell that there was a lot of thought and intentionality in this. And it fits so cohesively. It feels tight. I love it.
So I'm definitely hoping some of his are on this list, especially some of his that I maybe have not seen.
Well, he's a little bit of a, sorry, we're just going to sit here and
We're
ramble.
spitballing.
We're just rambling. So he's a little bit of not a late bloomer. I don't want to say that at all. He's not a late bloomer, certainly. But to us, familiar with American audiences, so he's Spanish, I believe. But he did.
I believe so.
He did a lot of his career was making movies, like what we would consider foreign films, and so here in America, I think maybe his big breakout movie was Sicario.
Did he do Sicario? I never watched
Let's just say that it is. We need fact checkers.
Okay.
But yeah. So I'm not gonna look it up. I believe he did. So that's like that was his breakout in America, I would say, probably.
Very cool.
And then, of course, followed it up with some pretty big sci-fi hits. I'm really bad at math, and I don't want to count, so I'm going to let you do the honors.
Sure.
Just counting
Naturally.
on the poster.
You go ahead and
You count to
monologue
32.
real quick.
So
Monologue about your favorite director.
So my favorite director is, I've said it before, probably stuck between, Ryan. Ryan's already picked it. Wow. That's why he's our executive producer. What is it?
No, you're talking.
Oh, yeah,
you're
sorry.
talking.
Stanley Kubrick or Wes Anderson. There, I've said it. Yeah. There we go. What is it? Are you gonna?
I am quite excited. This one has been on my list for a while.
Oh, no.
It is The Pianist.
The Pianist. The Adrian Brody.
Yes, the
classic.
Adrian Brody movie.
Yes. Wow.
Film.
Oh wow.
Have you seen it?
No. I'm
We're starting off strong.
I'm excited.
This one has been on
Wow.
my list for quite a while.
It really is. Yeah. Have you seen Schindler's List?
Yes.
Okay, I have it, and that follows in that category of things of like, I don't know what occasion's gonna bring me together with this movie, but I'm really excited when it does. So I'm pumped that
So
we
am I.
both.
The Pianist.
Oh, we're ready for it. Like, yeah, I'd love to learn how to play piano. Ryan, do you know how to play piano?
Un poco.
Okay, let's do
I
this.
just did a little
This
bit.
is a wonderful lead-in. What do we think The Pianist is about?
Oh, can we please do this for the movies we've never seen?
Yes. What do we? And then for if there's certain. Sorry, I'll use my words. Most of the time, it's more than likely that either neither of us has seen some of these movies, or at least one of us hasn't.
Yes,
So
between the
whoever
two of
hasn't,
us. Two
we
is
have
not
to-
a very large number.
Yeah, and so we have to say, and if we both seen it, then that's when we call on Ryan, because we know for a fact he hasn't seen it. Because he's out, working and stuff.
and we will
So
never make Ryan speak into the microphone, but we will ask for snippets every
he
now and
will
again.
speak, and we will hear him in the microphone, and he'll have to edit his voice up a little bit. So he might as well just speak in the mic. So, okay, what do you think The Pianist is about? Let's go.
I know it's wartime, and don't know what war it is.
Yeah, who's fighting? What are they fighting about?
I bet it's the
Wartime.
Germans. It's always the Germans.
It's wartime.
I think
The piano players are fighting the
it's
trombonists.
it's a 3.5-hour art flick about dueling pianists. If we wanted to see that live, though, we could just go downtown Nashville real quick.
You think so?
There are dueling piano bars.
Well,
around.
how do they duel? Okay, so who's the other one? Who sits opposite Adrian Brody and duels?
I do
Wartime.
not know who else is in this movie.
I don't. Who cares?
No. Here's my official guest.
Josh Brolin.
It's
okay to
that-
say.
oh.
Adrian Brody going
And
against
Josh
Josh Brolin
Brolin.
in a keyboard battle.
Do you think Josh Brolin, if it's World War II, do you think he portrays Hitler?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that is the war. Like not. It's not like not.
Also,
like the pianists are warring,
Oh,
and so they have to battle.
what
like,
does this
they're,
say
like,
about
fire
our
hands.
European society?
Does it take place in Europe?
I think so.
Pianist. Yeah. What's the most? I gotta be careful.
Look.
What is the most appropriate place the pianist would take place? Where was the piano invented, Ryan?
You picked the wrong movie.
What?
That wasn't 30. You picked 33.
Oh no!
Oh no.
All right. Well, hey, we're gonna roll with it. Boy, is that embarrassing. 33. The pianist. Sorry, Blaze. Rip in peace. All right. So we know that. We'll watch 32. Well, now you know what to watch next time. We know what to watch next time. We'll roll with it. We
We'll
agree?
roll with it.
Yeah. We
I
agree
mean,
with it?
I'm excited to watch The Pianist. So
Yeah,
are we
we've
gonna
already
watch? Are we
decided.
gonna watch the real 32 first?
No. We
okay.
watch the pianist
Okay,
first.
Pianist first.
And then we'll let Blaze know. Well, we don't have to let him know. Let him down easy. But then we'll watch 32.
Edit it so he says 33.
No. This is unedited. This is unedited. Yeah. So what do we think? I think there are two warring factions, and they have to fight. But then at the end, wait, where does it take place?
I'm gonna guess France.
I was thinking France too. Why did you say that?
It feels
Right.
World War-ish.
No,
It
it's not a world
feels-
war. It's a piano war.
I'm saying.
You just assume France exists for world wars.
How old
Put
is
that
the
on a
country
t-shirt.
of France?
Okay.
France is definitely older than World War II. You heard it here first.
Slightly. Okay. I like that. So like Adrian Brody's just this guy. He's trying to get by, making it, cut it in bars and
Yeah, I
parody.
think he's a hired pianist.
1792.
It takes place. World War II was in 1792.
France
the country
took
of
place in
France.
1792.
Okay, so he gets hired on. What? He's just a traveling
That's what I think.
musician. Oh, he's like Nashville. Kind of like that resonates.
Oh, Nashville's a city.
I don't know if you know this, Marty, but we're all traveling musicians because we live in Nashville and we play something.
And we listen to music.
Do you think at the end of this we'll know how to play piano?
What if this movie was just a piano lesson? We are the pianists.
Oh, dude, and that's the lesson is that it's not about learning to play piano. It's about heart. Oh my gosh, that's the greatest piano lesson of all.
It is about drive. It is about power.
No. With this, we're gonna get copy strikes. Don't-
Dwayne
Dwayne
the
The
Rock
Rock
Johnson will find
Fresh
us.
this.
A little bit of information about it.
No, we don't.
No,
we'll
we
come
don't
back
need-
because
yeah.
we gotta watch a movie.
We'll
And
watch it.
people already know.
We'll watch it pretty soon.
Yeah.
Synopsis.
No.
Nah.
We're going in cold. I love that of
heard it here
Adrian
first.
Brody. Adrian Brody.
About
made it.
Adrian Brody.
It's sad.
He was also in hit movies such as
Grand Budapest Hotel.
and movie 42, which was awful. Don't watch it.
Okay, what are we at now, Ryan?
Time-wise,
Yes.
like 35 minutes.
Good. All right, that's good. So we'll come back. All right, so it's gonna be a fast break, fast cut. We'll come back having watched the movie. We'll give our review, and now you, a listener at home or in your car or at the office or in the delivery room, I don't know, wherever
At the
else-
Planet Fitness.
At the Planet. Oh man, I forgot about Planet Fitness. Okay, wherever you're at,
Or
you know.
maybe you're an Orange Theory kind of gal.
Okay, yeah. So we know that the next one after. So we're gonna watch Pianist, and we're gonna talk about it. You can catch up. We're also gonna be watching movie number 32, whichever the one that is.
Which, if you have the
No. Don't tell them.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell them.
We'll come back. I hope you enjoyed listening to Three Dudes in a Movie podcast, part of the TDM Media Network. If you like what you heard, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, share it with your friends, and leave a review on your nearest podcasting platform. You can connect with us by following us on Instagram at 3dudesmoviecast or email us reviews, ideas, questions, etc. directly at tdmoviecast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.